All right, so let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get started. So is this even opposed? I couldn't tell.
Yes, Judge.
Who's opposing it?
Mr. House is, and I can give you a brief explanation if you'd like.
Sounds good.
So this is a car wreck case. One of the plaintiffs was a passenger in my van. The other plaintiffs were the other vehicle. John House was a defendant. His client, MV Transportation, was a defendant in lawsuit number 1, which was filed in your court.
Okay.
Then he was able to get dismissed from lawsuit number 1 in your court. And then many, many months later, then the passenger in my van, Ms. Hutchinson, filed lawsuit number 2, which brought John House's client, MV Transportation, back into the litigation. And as you might guess, Mr. House would prefer to be out of the litigation, not in it. And if you have any other questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Let me ask this. So why was he let out of the litigation to begin with?
May I respond, Your Honor?
Sure.
I filed a motion for summary judgment in the case pending in your court. The time came for the plaintiffs to respond. They didn't respond. We had the hearing. They showed up at the hearing and announced that they would non-sue us. Rather than sign the order granting the summary judgment, the court allowed them to file their notice of non-suit, and that's how I was dismissed. As opposed to being dismissed with a summary judgment, I just got non-suited without prejudice. So my opposition essentially is being brought back into a lawsuit where now, once the plaintiff failed to respond to a summary judgment and averted that consequence by non-suiting, he now could reassert claims against my client.
I mean, that's what a non-suit does, right? I mean, it's
Well,
kind of the nature of the beast.
No disrespect, Your Honor. I had a right to an order on a summary judgment because there was no opposition to the summary judgment. But rather than grant the summary judgment, you allowed them to non-suit.
I mean, they're able to take a non-suit up until the point of judgment or until a jury's seated, right?
Well, I guess they can, but when you're dealing with summary judgment deadlines and stuff, that's, then I would ask for an immediate hearing on my no evidence motion for summary judgment if they're going to reassert claims against me.
Who is it that did that? And well, I don't know this. I don't remember exactly what happened.
It was the case pending in your court where 3 plaintiffs sued.
No, but which attorney was representing the plaintiffs in that case? At that point,
I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. It's the same firm.
It's our firm, Judge. It's Josh. Joshua. Blank on his name. But it's our firm that did that, Judge. And I think we're not. The non-suit, it would pertain to our clients. I don't think that would affect any claims by the other plaintiff that's represented in the other case that was filed in County Court of Law number 1. So we don't intend to go forward against MV Contract Transportation. We're only moving forward as to our 3 clients, our 3 plaintiffs against Mr. Garang.
court will grant the consolidation. When are we currently set for trial?
October 5th of this year.
Okay. Do you want to move it, Mr. House, now that you've been kind of added back into the case, I guess, or have you been actively?
I was present in the original case when I believe at least one of the plaintiffs was deposed and the driver was deposed. I don't know if there's been any other depositions.
Do you want more time to get ready for trial, or do you feel like you can get ready by October 5th?
I feel like I can get ready for trial. I think the issues are really whether or not there's a viable claim against my client. So I think I
I'm
can,
sorry, you said you could get ready for trial?
I believe I can be ready by October.
Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and keep the trial setting as it is. That doesn't mean you can't move for continuance later. We'll go ahead and consolidate it. Rhonda, go ahead and print out the consolidation order. Or did you submit a consolidation order? Let me see.
I believe we did. I did, Your Honor, Greg Scott. But it doesn't look like it was some of my best legal work.
Let me see. Yeah, okay, Mr. Scott, just FYI, you need to do a little more detailed order because it needs to say which court you're consolidating it from because they're going to need that in county court. So can you submit a new order, have this date on it so it says on August 2nd, 2021, the court heard the following motion, and then list the other case in there with the cause number, especially if we're going to be transferring it from a county court, they're going to need those details, and just submit a new order, share it with Mr. House and the other attorneys, and then if you could e-file it as well as email Rhonda.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you guys. Anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and I think you guys are excused. I think we have another short hearing at 3:15, so you guys are excused.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Or no, our next hearing's at 3:45, guys. So